Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Saiful Rayhan and my student number is 017.
Hello everyone, my name is Tri Alika, my student number is 018.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophie Andra Ramadhani and my student number is 019.
Hello everyone, my name is Aicha Sefilia and my student number is 020.
Listening Part A. Skill 1. Focus on the second line. Skill 1 listening means paying attention when someone is talking and understanding what they are saying. Second line, focus on understanding. Listening is not just hearing sounds, it means you're really trying to understand the speaker's message, what they mean, how they feel, and what they want to say. You also think about the situation and the way they say it. In listening part A, you will hear a short conversation involving two people. This conversation is followed by a question. It is important to understand that the answer to this type of question is more often, but not always, found in the second line of the conversation. For example, on the recording you hear, "Man, Billy really made a big mistake this time." Woman, "Yes, he forgot to turn in his research paper." Man, what does the woman say about Billy? In your textbook you read, A. It was the first time he made a mistake. B. He forgot to read his paper. C. He turned in the paper in the wrong place. D. He didn't remember to submit his assignment. And you can see guys, the second line of the conversation indicate that Billy forgot to turn in his paper. And this means that he did not remember to submit his assignment. Therefore, the best answer is B. Strategies 1. Focus on the second line. First, the second line of the conversation probably contains the answer to the question. 2. Listen to the first line of the conversation. If you understand, that's good. And you don't understand it, don't worry, because it probably does not contain the answer. 3. Be focused on the second line of the conversation because it probably contains the answer. Repeat the second line in your mind and you read through the answer in the text. Okay, now exercise 1. Man, can you tell me if today meeting is comedy, romance, or western? Woman, I have no idea. Man, what does the woman mean? And the answer is A. She was strong idea about the movies. B. She prefers comedies over romantic and western. C. She doesn't like today meeting. D. She doesn't know. Okay, the best answer is D. She doesn't know. Number 2. Woman, was anyone at home at Bob's house when you went here to deliver the package? Man, I rang the bell, but no one answered. Woman, what does the man in playing? And the answer option is A. Bob's answered the bell. B. The house was probably empty. C. The bell wasn't is the house. D. The house doesn't have a bell. And the answer is B. The house was probably empty. Number 3. Woman, you just got back from interview for the internship. How do you think it went? Man, I think it's highly unlikely that I got the job. Woman, what does the man suggest? And the answer option is A. It's unlikely that he'll go to the interview. B. He thinks he'll be recommended for a high-level job. C. The interview was apparently quite successful. D. He had an excellent interview. And the best answer is C. Listening skill 2. Choose the answer with a synonym. This listening skill tests your ability to understand the meaning of what you hear, even if the words used in the answer choose are different from the words in the conversation. It means you need to choose an answer that has the same or similar meaning as synonym, as what was said in the recording. What is a synonym? A synonym is a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. Choose answer with synonym. Often the correct answer in listening part A is an answer that contains synonyms, words with similar meanings but different sound for keyword in the conversation. For example, on the recording you hear, woman, why is Barbara feeling so happy? Man, she just started working in a real estate agency. Narrator, what does the man say about Barbara? In your textbook, you read A. She always liked her work in real estate. B. She began a new job. C. She just bought some real estate. D. She bought a real estate agency. In this conversation, the keyword start means begin, and the keyword working refers to job. The best answer to this question is therefore answer B. Strategy 2. Choose answer with synonym. First, as you listen to the second line of the conversation, focus on keyword in that line. Second, if you see any synonym for keyword in a particular answer, then you have probably found the correct answer. Okay, exercise 1. Woman, did you see the manager about the job in the bookstore? Man, yes, and I also had to fill out an application. Narrator, what does the man mean? And you read answer in paper is A. He got a job as a bookstore manager. B. The bookstore was not accepting application. C. He said a book about how to apply a job. D. It was necessary to complete a form. The keyword had to means necessary and application means form. So, the best answer is D. Exercise number 2. Man, we're planning to leave for the trip at about 2 o'clock. Woman, couldn't we leave before noon? Narrator, what does the woman mean? And you read answer. The paper is A. If they could leave at noon. B. If it is possible to go by 12 o'clock. C. Why they can leave at noon. D. If they could leave the room. And the keyword leave means go and noon means 12 o'clock. So the best answer is D.
In many listening tests, wrong answers are designed to sound very similar to what you hear, but they actually mean something very different. Your job is to avoid these traps. For example, in the recording you hear,
He was searching for a new apartment.
then the answer choices are. Notice how words like department, research, and appointment sound similar to apartment or search, but they are incorrect because the meaning is different. The correct answer is B. So remember, focus on the meaning, not just the sound. Sometimes the answer is not directly stated in the recording. Instead, you need to use context clues to figure out who is speaking, what will happen next, or where the conversation is taking place. For example, you hear,
Can you tell me what assignments I missed when I was absent from your class?
You missed one homework assignment and a quiz.
Who is the man?
clues are class, homework, and quiz. This means he is probably a teacher, so the correct answer is C. In another example, the woman asks,
Are you going to read those books here in the library?
and the man says,
I think I'd rather check them out now and take them home.
What will the man probably do next?
Since checking out books happens at the circulation desk, so the correct answer is D. So, to review, always avoid similar sounds that change the meaning and use context clues to figure out who, what, or where in the conversations. With these skills, you'll be much more confident in your listening test.
Skills 5. Listen for who and what in passives. It is sometimes difficult to understand who or what is doing the action in a passive sentence. This problem is often tested in listening part A. Example: on the recording, you hear, Did Sally go to the bank this morning? Yes, she did. She got a new checking account. What does the woman imply? In your textbook, you read, A. Sally wrote several checks. B. Sally wanted to check up on the bank. C. A new checking account was opened. D. Sally checked on the balance in her account. In this conversation, the woman uses an active statement that means that Sally opened a checking account. The correct answer uses the passive structure that a checking account was opened to express the same idea. Therefore, the best answer to the question above is answer C. You should also note that the following about passive sentences in listening part A. Passive statement. 1. If the conversation contains a positive statement, the answer to the question is often an active statement. 2. If the conversation contains an active statement, the answer to the question is often a passive statement. For note, check carefully who or what is doing the action in these questions. Exercise 5. In this exercise, each of the correct answers is either a passive restatement of an active sentence or an active restatement of a passive sentence. Read the short conversation and underline the key active or passive statement. Then, read the question and choose the best answer to the question. Be careful about who and what with these passives. Alice needs to pay her tuition today, but her tuition has already been paid. What does the man imply? A. Alice's education has paid off. B. Alice's tuition needs to be paid. C. Alice has already paid her fees. D. Alice has already received the money. Since Alice is the active statement and the passive statement is her tuition has already been paid, then Alice is connected to the passive statement. Therefore, the answer is C. Alice has already paid her fees. Number 2. Have you been taking good care of the lawn? I watered it only this morning. What does the woman mean? A. She drank some water on the lawn this morning. She waited for him on the lawn this morning. The lawn has already been watered today. D. She wanted a new lawn this morning. The who or what in the question this time is an object, and the lawn is the object. Therefore, the passive statement of "it has already been watered" refers to the lawn. The answer is C. The lawn has already been watered today. Number 3. Did you hear the news about the child who was lost in the park? Yes, and I heard that she was just found. What does the woman mean? The passive statement is about someone who has just been found, and the active statement is about a child who was lost. Therefore, the sentence refers to the child who was lost but now has already been found. The answer to the question is A. Someone has already located the girl. To summarize, in this listening test, you must pay attention to the active and passive statements. An active statement focuses on who does the action, while a passive statement focuses on what happened to the subject. Test questions often rephrase an idea by shifting between active and passive forms. To avoid mistakes, identify who is involved and what action occurred. Then, check whether the answer restates the same meaning, even if it changed from active to passive. This way, you won't be distracted by answers that change the subject or the action.
Skill 6. Listen for who and what with multiple nouns. When there is more than one noun in a sentences in listening part A, it is common for the answer to confuse which noun does what. For example, on the recording, you will hear, "Man, do you know who is in the band now?" "Woman, I heard that Mara replaced Robert in the band." Narrator, what does the woman say about the band? In your textbook, you will read A. Robert became a new member of the band. B. Robert took Mara's place in the band. C. Mara didn't have a place in the band. Or D. Mara took Robert's place in the band. In the woman's response to the man's question, she talked about two people, Mara and Robert, and these two people are confused in the answers. Because Mara replaced Robert, this means that Mara is in the band and Robert is not. So the best answer is D. Mara took Robert's place in the band. And for another example, on the recording you will hear, "Man, do you know who is the new project leader?" "Woman, I heard that Sarah replaced Tom as the leader." Narrator, what does the woman say about the project? In your textbook, you will read A. Tom is still the leader. B. Sarah is the new leader. C. Both Sarah and Tom are leading the project. Or D. The project has no leader. The woman say Sarah replaced Tom, which means Sarah is the leader now and Tom is not. So the correct answer would be B. And another example, on the recording you will hear, "Man, do you know who won the chess competition?" "Woman, yes, I heard that David beat Alex in final round." Narrator, what does the woman say about the competition? In your textbook, you will read A. Alex defeated David. Or B. David lost to Alex. C. David defeated Alex. Or D. Both David and Alex won. In the woman's response, she mentioned two people, David and Alex. The key verb here is beat, which means to win against someone. If David beat Alex, that means David is the winner and Alex is the loser. So the correct answer would be C. There is also the key point that you should remember about question with multiple nouns. Number 1. Identify the subjects of the question. Who usually asks about a person? What usually asks about a thing, idea, or action. Even if there are multiple nouns, only one of them is the main target of the question. 2. Check the role of each noun. Nouns can be subject, object, or complement. 3. Decide if the nouns are joined as a group or separate. With and usually means plural, more than one. With or usually means choices or alternative. And 4. Look for ambiguity. Sometimes multiple nouns make the question unclear.